Brazil made a subtle but extremely important adjustment to Casemiro's role, and that single change had a huge impact on both their midfield control and attacking play. In the game against Morocco, Brazil often found themselves at a numerical disadvantage in midfield. Whenever Casemiro stepped forward to press an opponent, a significant gap appeared between the midfield line and the defensive line. Morocco were able to recognize these spaces and use them effectively, moving the ball quickly through central areas and creating situations that forced Brazil to defend while out of shape. The situation was very different against Haiti. This time, with Bruno Guimaraes and Lucas Paquetá operating in more central zones, Casemiro was allowed to play as a genuine holding midfielder. Instead of constantly leaving his position to close down players, he remained in front of the back four and focused on protecting the defensive structure. This gave Brazil much better balance and helped them maintain control whether they had possession or not. If we look at the shape against Morocco, it becomes easier to understand the problem. Brazil were leaving too much room in central areas. Casemiro and Bruno often found themselves separated from the defensive line, and Casemiro repeatedly had to step out of position to deal with situations developing ahead of him. Every time he moved forward, space opened up behind him. Morocco circulated the ball well, passed with speed and confidence, and because Brazil struggled to recover possession quickly, Casemiro was frequently forced into recovery runs. For a player in his role, that makes the job much more difficult. Against Haiti, the structure changed completely. Paquetá, Vinicius Jr., Matheus Cunha, and Rafinha occupied positions that allowed the midfield to remain compact. Most importantly, Casemiro stayed where he is most effective. From that deeper position, he could see the entire game unfolding in front of him. Rather than chasing players across different areas of the pitch, he only needed to shift from side to side, cover passing lanes, and then return to his natural position. That role suited him perfectly. It allowed him to protect the back four, organize the players around him, and provide stability whenever Brazil lost possession. Because the game remained in front of him, he was able to read situations earlier and support both Bruno Guimaraes and Paquetá much more effectively. For me, Casemiro's performance in this role was a masterclass. He provided the defensive platform that allowed the rest of the team to play with confidence. Instead of spending energy chasing opponents, he focused on controlling space, directing teammates, and maintaining the team's structure. That is exactly where he can have the greatest influence on a match. Another important detail was Brazil's numerical superiority in central areas. Not only did they have Casemiro, Bruno, and Paquetá occupying midfield positions, but Matheus Cunha frequently dropped deeper as well. This effectively gave Brazil a fourth player in the middle of the pitch. As a result, they were no longer being outnumbered. They had enough bodies in central areas to circulate possession, win second balls, and create passing options. With Casemiro holding his position as the pivot, the team looked far more comfortable. Whenever the opposition attempted to play forward, he was there to provide cover and recover possession. At the same time, the movement of Paquetá, Bruno, and Cunha around him created passing triangles that made it easier for Brazil to progress the ball. This extra support around Casemiro proved crucial. It reduced the problems Brazil experienced in the first match and allowed them to play with greater confidence. The players in front of him helped recover possession in dangerous areas, and those recoveries directly contributed to scoring opportunities. One recovery from Cunha led to the opening goal, while another ball won by Paquetá helped create the second. The presence of those midfielders ahead of Casemiro gave Brazil a much smoother rhythm. They were able to switch play from side to side, remain patient in possession, and wait for the right moments to attack. Even when Haiti stayed compact defensively, Brazil maintained their composure and continued controlling the game through the middle of the pitch.